Hey guys, welcome back. I am going to do my February favorites, but I didn't do my favorites in January, so this is kind of a collective favorites. I don't have like a ton of stuff though. I was trying to think what my favorites were in January, but that seems like so long ago. So I have gathered a few things and we will just go through them fairly quickly. So I'll go with these first because they're in my hand and I've talked about them a lot. This is the liquid lipstick Lolita from Kat Von D, and then this one is Vintage Mauve from the Senna Cleor Cosmetics. They are pretty similar. This one has more of a brown undertone, this one has more of a pink undertone. I'm sure you've seen me talk about them if you follow me a lot. They are the perfect colors. They just go with everything imaginable, and then you could just kind of be like, but do I need more of a brown tone or do I need more of a pink tone? So you could just switch it up a little bit. Real exciting. So I have been loving, loving, loving these colors and these shades for lipsticks lately. And then, for next thing I grabbed, I think I might have talked about this one in my last favorites 2 months ago, but I don't really remember. This is the natural bronzer in Sun Bunny from Too Faced. This is my absolute favorite bronzer right now. I use it almost every single day. It's called Natural Bronzer, which I just think is funny because it is such a natural bronze, like such a natural glow, and it does bronze you, but it also almost kind of gives you a highlight in a way. It is beautiful. I know that it's one of their very popular, like, classic products in their line, but if you've never tried it, then go try it. I think that this, just the way that this formula is, I mean, unless you're like really, really pale maybe, I just think that this kind of like adjusts to your skin tone and it's just gonna look so good on everybody and just so natural and just bring you this natural glow like you've been out in the sun all day. I absolutely love this. I can't say enough about it. So next thing I grabbed is the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Invisible Cover Concealer. I love, love, love this concealer. I'm wearing it today. So if you guys know, I was always using the Maybelline yellow sticks for concealer, and that's just what I'd always done my whole life. And so I finally, it's not very good, and it's not like the best coverage or anything. So I finally broke out of my box and I went and I bought the Maybelline like little spongy tip applicator one that like everybody loves. I absolutely love that concealer. Man, was that in my favorites last time? That maybe should be in my favorites now because it is, especially for drugstore, it's so amazing. I think it's really comparable to the Urban Decay Naked Skin Weightless Concealer Coverage blah blah blah, whatever that one is called. It's just amazing. But this one is the best out of the three that I just mentioned. It's full coverage, but you only put on a little bit because it's super creamy, so some people are like, oh, it's so much creasing. Well, just put on a little bit. You're still going to get full coverage, and it's just completely blurs out everything, and it looks flawless, and it's really amazing. I can't believe how much I actually like this because I didn't like it at first because I was putting on too much, and because it is so thick and creamy, it was just looking like crazy, like it was just too much. And so finally I started using a little concealer brush and kind of painting it on there so it would kind of spread it out, and it made a world of difference, and I love this. And then next thing, you've probably heard me talk about this like 50 times. I am going to be sending this to the winner out of my 100 subscriber giveaway contest. If you haven't done that yet, you better get to it because you only have like, what, 1, 2, 3, 4.5 more days. I'll link it down below so you can see what the rules are and everything. Anyways, this is the Multitasker Contour, the Contouring Multi-Textures number 55. It's a brush from Sephora. It looks like this. It's a very interesting looking brush. It is super, super soft. And it is just like the best contouring tool of all time. I absolutely love. My phone is somewhere, I don't know where, going off. It's just the best. I'm going to do a whole video on all my contouring brushes, and this is amazing. Go get it. I'm telling you. Next is going to be Soft and Gentle. It's a mineralized skin finish from MAC. It is absolutely beautiful. It just gives such a beautiful, bright highlight. Champagne Pop is still my favorite, but I don't want to like run out of it, so I had to go get something else, and I really, really like this one. It does kind of have a golden sheen to it. It's kind of like golden and pearl marble going on in there, and I would say it kind of comes off more as like a white highlight than like a golden highlight like Champagne Pop does. But it is just a really nice, really good highlight. You don't have to put on like a shit ton for it to glow, kind of like Champagne Pop. It just like does its work. Okay, next up, I did a whole look on this. So I do remember that this was one of my absolute favorites for January. It is the BH Cosmetics Carly Bible palette, and I just had at least one specific look that I was doing all the time with this, and it has some really nice highlighters in here as well, all kinds. It's a really great universal palette, and I just really enjoy it. I just have one of my favorite go-to looks are straight out of this palette. I can link that video down below for you too. This one's kind of funny. So, I finally went and got myself one of these brushes. It's just a flat top brush that you can use to like highlight under your brow bone, or what I like to use it for is to do the eyeshadow under my bottom lashes. And I still smudge it out with a smudger, but I was only applying it with a smudger, and I like that as well. But I really like using this first now because it just gives me a really nice defined sharp line, and then I can kind of work with it and smudge it out if I need to or if I want to. But it's much more defined using this first. I really like this. And then you've probably seen in like all of my videos that I've been using the Sonia Kashuk brightening powder. I would say it's probably a dupe to the Laura Mercier one. I really enjoy this. This is what I really like to set the Makeup Forever Ultra HD concealer with. I, with other concealers, will set my, with other concealers, I will set it with the kind of banana shade from the Shade and Light palette from Kat Von D. But this concealer, on me anyways, does not like that. It does not look pretty at the end of the day, and I have to use something that's just a little lighter, not so heavy. So it just sets beautifully for this, and it just looks amazing all day long, and it really does brighten, and it's really affordable, and I really like this. I recommend it. You can get it at Target. And then I talked about this once, I think. This is kind of like the dupe to the Becca Backlighting primer. This is the L'Oreal Magic Lumi Light Infusing Primer, and I have really been liking this. I haven't really been using it too much as a primer under my foundations, but just like if I'm in a hurry and I don't feel like wearing foundation, and I don't have too many like flaws going on at the time, I like to put this on and just really glow. It has such a pretty glow to it. It works amazing. I don't think it's that great once you put the foundation on. I don't feel like you get as much of a glow out of it. I haven't tried it yet with the Makeup Forever Ultra HD foundation, which I'm curious to try, so I'll have to do that. I have tried it under like the cushion, you know, something lighter that can build up. The cushion foundation from L'Oreal, and I mean it does have a glow, but it's not as much as I would want. The Becca one probably works better for that, but this by itself is awesome. It's like, it's redness control, it's, you know, blurring, and then it's got highlighting going on, and it's just awesome. I think this would also be really awesome, like, before you set your face with any powders or anything, to kind of dab it on and use as like a cream highlighter, especially like if you want a strobe. I think this would be probably an amazing base. So speaking of, my absolute favorite foundation right now, I have been going through foundations and just trying one after another, and I finally went and bought the Makeup Forever Ultra HD like stick foundation, and you like draw lines all over your face and then you rub it in. It is so awesome. It can be a really light coverage if you just do like one line. If you do a couple of lines, it can be very full coverage. You can make it whatever you want. And then it's also very hydrating. It looks not like a super glow or anything, but it just looks very hydrating on your face. It looks very natural. I'm really picky about my foundations, and I really like this. I am like wearing it every day, even if I have to go to work, because I just like it so much. I'm wearing it right now. The only thing that I have to say about it is that I'm used to just liquid foundations where you just like dot all over your face, and then I really like my beauty blenders and my sponges. I didn't like using the sponge on this one. I thought it was really hard to spread out over the rest of my face because it is like so creamy and like this line that you drew on you, and it's hard to get it to move out. It does, but it takes some time. Kind of like when you cream contour, you know, it just takes some time to really work that in there. So what I've been using is I went back to my F80 Kabuki foundation brush, and I have been spraying it with some Fix Plus and getting it to move around that way. Without the Fix Plus, it can be still very hard to move around. And so that's the only thing I don't like about it. But other than that, I love it. I mean, I wouldn't want them to change it into like a pump or anything, because I think that the fact that it's a stick has a lot to do with the formula and the way that it works. So okay, next up is, this is Bad Habit. This is one of the 8 new contour shades from Makeup Geek, and I was just like so afraid. I didn't know which one to get for me. I have some contour on right now. That's a little bit of bronzing, but this as well. Yeah, that one's Bad Habit, and it is not only the perfect shade, but it is the perfect formula. So all of them are going to be this way. So no matter what color you are, you're gonna love it. It is this like really creamy powder, and you put it on, and it's like, and maybe you put on too much, and it's like this thick line, and you're like, oh shit. And then you just, I mean, it blends out like a dream. You can't go wrong with it. You can't mess it up. It's such a good product. I really recommend them. Whatever color you are, she has it for you. She starts all the way from cool fair, like porcelain or something, and then goes up to cool fair, cool medium, cool dark, and then she starts over with warm fair, warm medium, whatever. So mine is warm. I think mine is, let me see, hold on. So mine's warm fair. Love it. And then, of course, the Shade and Light palette is like one of my favorite things right now. I also am really enjoying the contouring shades. I go back and forth between these two. This one I can maybe use as a really good eyeshadow. And then, of course, the banana shade that I set everything with. It's a great palette. Again, the formula is awesome, really blendable. I usually will get one product and then work with it for a while before getting another one, and I got these two really close together in my contour shades, so now I'm like, which one do I use? I don't know. I love them both. Okay. Last but not least, the Mi Vida Loca palette from Kat Von D is gotta be mentioned as one of my favorites because you guys know that I love colors on my eyes. I like to do colorful looks, and this thing is like, I mean, it's a rainbow. I mean, what can you say about it? It's got everything. The other day I did do a video with it. I did the Origin skin review, and in the corner of my eyes I was wearing this shade right here. Hold on. It's like a bright lime green color because it matched my shirt. That one's called Vinyl, in case you're wondering. But yeah, I was like looking through this other palette or something, and I was like, I know I have a color somewhere that matches the shirt, and I want to do a pop of color to match my freaking shirt today. And then I was like, oh, duh, and I pulled out my Mi Vida Loca palette, and I was like, da 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 da! Of course, there it is. There it is. I just love this. This is like a lifesaver. It's just got everything I'm ever going to need in it for anything that I want to do. Okay guys, so thanks so much for hanging out with me, and if you are still here at the end of this video, then you are the bomb. Thank you so much for sticking it through. I told you I kind of had a lot because I missed a whole month last month, so I told you I was going to cram 2 months together, so it is quite the list. So if you're still here and you haven't subscribed, then you probably should subscribe. And if you are subscribed, then thank you so much for coming back and watching another video and hanging out again. I will see you guys again in my next video, and we will hang out some more. And yeah, thanks guys. Have a good day.